in the morning with a smile on my face, feeling thankful for the love and the happiness we chase. Sun is shining brightly, sky so blue and clear. With every breath I take, I'm grateful you are near. So grateful. Thank you for the laughter, thank you for the tears, thank you for the moments that we hold dear. Thank you for the love, thank you for the light. I'm grateful every day, you make my world so bright. The world can be a crazy place with valleys and weak geeks, but you bring joy into my life, turn frowns into cheeks. Through all the ups and downs, you've been my saving grace. With every step we take, our love will find its place. Can be a crazy place with valleys and weak geeks, but you bring joy into my life, turn frowns into cheeks. Through all the ups and downs, you've been my saving grace. With every step we take, our love will find its place.
Hey everyone, so today I'm gonna make a video about some muffins I felt like making, so I figured I'd just record it because I haven't checked in with you all and made like an actual talking video in a long time, so we'll see how it goes. So today I'm gonna make chocolate chip muffins from Sally's baking recipe, which is one of my favorite websites for baking. I'm gonna make these. I'm gonna do a couple little things that are different. I'm gonna use the maple syrup, stuff like that, and then instead of, you're supposed to mix vegetable oil and butter, but unfortunately I don't have any stick butter, so I'm just gonna use coconut oil for the recipe and hopefully it turns out. So lots of good stuff. These are called restaurant style. Hang on, let me read off my computer here. Let's see. Bakery style chocolate chip muffins, and they look delicious. So I have my 12 muffins ready with papers in. It says to first start off with your dry ingredients, mixing that in a bowl, setting it aside. As you know, I don't always do that. I just start with my wet ingredients in here, and then I'm going to turn it off, put all my dry ingredients in, and mix it all at the same time. So this calls for 1/3 cup of butter and 1/3 cup of oil. So we're just gonna do, let's see, I don't have a measuring cup to do 2/3, otherwise I would do that. So we'll just do 1/3 and 1/3 melted in the microwave. So I'm gonna use these little glass measuring cups because obviously you can't put metal in, and I have plastic measuring cups too, but I've been trying not to do that just because I know putting plastic in the microwave is kind of frowned upon. But so I'm just gonna measure these up individually twice and put those in the pan. All right, so here's one. So while we're waiting for that, I'm just gonna take this 1/2 cup and crack my eggs into them. So these are farm fresh eggs that haven't been washed. Well, I just washed them. Washed or refrigerated, and that is exactly how I like them. I want to put them on my counter. Actually, I'm looking for if anyone knows where a cute little antique store locally where I can find them. I'm trying to find a little cute little black egg basket to put on my counter to match my black fruit and vegetable holder. All right. should have left my microwave open, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna measure up the next 1/3 of a cup. And you see I'm mixing it with my eggs. This oil doesn't get that hot, so it's not like cooking the eggs in the pan, which is something I worry about too. But I only put it in for about 30 seconds to melt the oil, so it mixes better. And then mix it in with those eggs. Here's the second third of the cup. Alright, good with the coconut oil. What else is next? A cup of sugar. So for that, I'm going to mix it up. I'm gonna do a 1/2 cup of regular white sugar. It's organic white sugar that I just bought yesterday at Walmart because I've been out. And then do a 1/2 cup of maple syrup, which I'm almost out of as well. So I didn't fill this quite all the way up just because that's an awful lot of sugar. And the chocolate chips will sweeten that up, I'm sure. Pure maple syrup from our neighbor. Let's see if I can get it open. That's half the battle sometimes. Uh-oh. Well, maybe not. Let's do this instead. Have maple syrup measured up in a container already. So again, I'm not going to fill this quite all the way up to a 1/2 cup. But most of the way, I love these things. Just like you get at a restaurant. I put one with maple syrup and I have one with honey in it too, which the honey one is empty too. I haven't been at the store, or I had enough cash on hand to buy more honey when I go to my neighbors. And maple syrup is a priority. Alrighty, just gonna start mixing this together. So we got sugar, eggs, and oil in there. And then we need 2 large eggs, 1 cup of sugar, vegetable oil, salt, 1 cup of milk. Again, let me read the instructions real quick to make sure that doesn't go in last. Yep. So after these are done, then you mix in the sour cream, milk, and vanilla. And then you add the dry ingredients. Okay, perfect. So, sorry, my screen is like bouncing all over the place. 1/3 cup of sour cream or yogurt. Oops, that's coconut oil. I don't want any more of that. Let's put that off to the side. So I always use this Greek non-fat yogurt instead of sour cream. It takes the place of it, and honestly, it tastes exactly the same to me. Oh shoot, that's not my 1/3 cup, is it? Goodness. I swear some days my brains are not there. Life has been very busy, and I'm actually off from work right now, but it's a much needed mental health break. Making sure my kiddos are good. Okay, 1/3 of Greek yogurt in there. Turn this off real quick, and then some is on the edge, so I'm just gonna scrape the sides down. And it looks really good. It's like creamy already. Alright. Turn that back on. And then, how much vanilla? 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla, so I'm just gonna eyeball it. I love this brand. I might put a little extra in just because I love vanilla. Put that to the side. Then 1 cup of milk. So I'm using my son's almond milk I get from Aldi. I like to buy the organic milk, but almond milk, but he doesn't like the taste of it, so we stick with this one. And really, he only uses it in oatmeal and cereal, so he doesn't really drink it. Okay, so we have oil, sugar, eggs, Greek yogurt, milk, vanilla, Now we add the dry ingredients. So let's go back up. And this has 3 heaping cups of flour. So I actually have a container like this that has flour in it too, but it's full and I couldn't quite fit the rest of the bag in, so I'm gonna take it out of the bag, of course, first. Alright, I'm gonna turn this off and unlock it because like I said earlier, I'm gonna put all my dry ingredients. It's pretty watery now that we put the milk in. I've never made these before, I don't think. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, I lost my shell, that's okay. Anyways, and it's pretty thin, but I think it's just because of the milk. So we measured off cups of flour. That's a lot of flour. It's like we're making bread. 1. I made some pumpkin muffins a couple weeks ago and they were delicious. And everyone, well, as in my son and my husband like them too, but nobody ended up eating many of them. So I actually threw like the last 3 away, which was a total bummer. But I made last week on Friday, I think. Yeah, Friday. I made some super duper yummy snickerdoodles. Okay, 3 cups of flour. And super duper yummy snickerdoodles and peanut butter cookies because my daughter's been sick. She missed a whole week of school. She's finally doing better, but still not 100%. But anyway, she wanted peanut butter cookies, so I made her peanut butter cookies and she said they were delicious. And the snickerdoodles were amazing. So good. The trick to snickerdoodles is you have to have cream of tartar. Like, cream of tartar is so important. If you don't have it, then don't make them. All right, 3 teaspoons of baking powder right here. I do measure these out because I want that to be correct. Paper towel out of there. Actually, these are starting to get a little low, so I need to get some more. So you will see that I preheated my oven to 425. She always has you cook it at a higher, bake it at a higher temperature at first, and then when they're still baking, she has you reduce the temperature to 350 and cooks it longer. So I always thought that was kind of cool, and I love her recipes. They always turn out great. So, all right, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. That's the one that's getting a little low. I need to empty it and clean out the container and replace it. Okay, baking powder, baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Again, just eyeball the salt. I use pink Himalayan salt for everything. Iodized salt is not my favorite. If I'm going to use salt, I'm going to use something that has some value in it. 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. I've been using cinnamon a lot as well. Lots of cinnamon on my coffee. Or pumpkin spice seasoning. All right, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And this actually calls for nutmeg as well. 1/8 of a teaspoon. Let's see if I have that. This is 1/8, perfect. That's not one we use very often. So 1/8 a teaspoon of nutmeg. I'm always afraid, like I look at these seasonings so fast and I'm gonna grab like something like chili powder or cumin and mix it in my baked goods. And I'm like, oh, that would be terrible. Okay, that's all the dry ingredients. So I'm gonna lock this and turn it on slow at first, just so the powder and everything dry doesn't come up into my face and make a big giant mess. All right, while that's mixing, I'm gonna put some of this cold stuff back in the fridge. You may hear my dogs romping around in the background. They are their normal crazy selves. Okay, so let's read a little bit more about how to bake these. The batter looks super duper thick. I don't know if you can see it in there. So we'll see how it goes. Makes sense. Oh, you know what? You didn't forget chocolate chips. 1.5 cup of chocolate chips. That's the most important part. Goodness. Okay, I think this looks good. I'm gonna turn it off. Pull this up. Wow, that's nice and thick. So that chocolate chips will definitely help with that. And it smells really good. I smell the nutmeg, and I like nutmeg, so it smells super good. This mixing bowl is a ceramic mixing bowl I got from Meijer several years ago. It's the only bowl I have to go with this, so I hope nothing ever happens to it. I'm pretty sure I talked about that in a video before. But it was literally like 50% off. Such a good deal. So I don't go to Meijer very often anymore, but I need to definitely, I think it was around Christmas time. And yeah, it was on sale, so I grabbed it. And I need to be on the lookout for more. So it calls for 1.5 cup of chocolate chips, but unfortunately I don't have very many chocolate chips, so we may get a cup. Like almost exactly. Yep, 1 cup. That's all we have. That's all right. It's gonna work. Pour that in there. Put it on. I'm just gonna try to do this slow. That's like the slowest setting, but. All right. I think that looks good. I don't want to over mix it. Oh, look at that. Super duper yummy. I hope it's supposed to be this thick, but I don't know what I would have done wrong, so I think they'll be tasty. And these are supposed to make the big, like the big style muffins. All right, I'm gonna unplug this so I don't hurt myself. Unplug. That is something I teach my kids if they're cooking or baking, which they don't very often, but my son does with me sometimes. He's 6. Is always be super cautious, because unfortunately these things can be dangerous. Right, see, there's the blue in the background. Okay, so hopefully that's good. I'm gonna read through the instructions a little bit more to make sure I didn't screw something up, and then we will bake them. I'm just gonna try a little bit of this right here. No, chocolate chip. Yum. That's actually really good. I haven't even baked it yet, and it already tastes like a bakery muffin. Okay, so I'm going to fill these in the pan. Now, let me clean up my mess. Okay, so I just quick washed my spoon, washed my hands again, and as you can see, the batter is super thick, and in the instructions it does say it's supposed to be pretty thick. So I'm going to fill these, and it says fill them all the way to the top. So I washed my hands because I think that I may need to use them to fill these because they're gonna be messy. But that's okay. My hands are nice and clean, so it is no problem. So it's supposed to make, I'm just gonna like fill these with big heaping spoonfuls and then see how much I have left, and then I'll even it out the rest of the way. I'm not quite sure what gave me the anchoring for chocolate chip muffins, but I had a healthy protein, eggs, and been eating eggs like every day for breakfast since I've been off from work, trying to make sure I'm getting in enough protein. And I'm like, you know what, I kind of want something sweet, and we're really trying to like budget our funds since I'm not working right now. So no coffee from Starbucks or muffins. Oh goodness, see, like I said, super messy. Right, so we have our first home football game on Friday, and I'm super excited. It's a tailgate party because I have 2 daughters in the band this year, 2 marching band, and then of course I have Riley cheerleading again, and she is, yay, well enough to cheer. Oh, thank goodness. She was not for a while, but she is better, and I'm so thankful. I hate when my kids are sick, and she's never been this sick before, so she actually, we have to go to Grand Rapids. Oh goodness, messy. There's still a lot left over, man. I'm not sure how we're gonna fit these all in here. They're gonna be big, and you know what I'm gonna do? Oh shoot, I should have done this before I started filling these. Goodness. Y'all have got a better way of measuring these out without being so messy, let me know, because it's kind of a hot mess. Well, it's kind of late now. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, wipe my finger off, and because I know they're gonna be so big because I have a ton of batter left, I'm gonna spray a little oil across the top. So yes, this is olive oil. No, you can't taste it in baking. So I'm just gonna kind of gently go across the sides here. If it gets on the batter, it's not gonna hurt anything. But since these are gonna be huge, I don't want them to stick to the top. Back to batter here. And I totally forgot what I was talking about. Story of my life, right? Mom brain. Who else has mom brain? Say So another thing we've been kind of focusing on too lately is our mental health, because unfortunately the world we live in is a dark place and people are cruel and don't understand, and there's a lack of mental health resources. So I'm taking a month off from work so that I can focus on my kids and my mental health, because like I said, our world is not the greatest place. There is a lot of good though, so please don't take that for granted. There is a lot of good in the world. Oh goodness. Where do I put all of this? Uh-oh, my computer is running dead. Battery. My dream is to own my own business or stay at home with my kids. So every day I try to think of something that I can do to own my own business or to afford to be able to stay home with my kids. And I tell you what, while Riley's been sick and all these follow-up appointments and doctor's appointments and prescription running and all this other stuff, my other daughter sees a counselor, which has been amazing. We just started with that. She just helps boost her up. There is absolutely nothing wrong with talking to someone. Anyways, it is busy. I don't know how someone can work full-time and try to accommodate all these appointments and everything, like, and my kids aren't usually sick, so we're always busy, so this is even more busy, like having a little bit of a bug going around, well, a big bug going around. Okay, so I think that's as good as it's gonna get. It's a little messy, but that's okay. I'm gonna try this. Okay, and it says, my computer's dark, bake at 425 for 5 minutes, and then reduce oven temperature to 350 and bake for a 25 to 26 minutes. Okay, so these are gonna take a while, but that's okay. It gives me time to clean up. Gonna toss these in the oven for 5 minutes. Leave them in the oven while I reduce the temperature to 350. Okay, well, those are in. I always put them on the top rack. My fingers are so sticky. 425, kitchen timer, 5 minutes. So cook those for 5 minutes. I will not record when I reduce the temperature because you all know how to do that. And reduce it to 350, and then it says 25 to 26 minutes. So I always start off on the lower end, and we'll start off at 25 and check them and see how they look. So I decided to put some snickerdoodle cookies together for my husband again. Oh shoot, I put the sugar away already. So I threw those together, and the recipe from Sally's baking recipe says to refrigerate an hour to 2. So we did like an hour and 10 minutes last time, and they turned out perfect. I finally got my flour to fit the rest of the way in the container. So yeah, I made some snickerdoodle cookies too for my hubby, and we'll see how they turn out. Alrighty, there's our timer. So just cleaned up my mess. I still had to wipe up the counter. I have it cleaned off, but let's see what these look like. Okay, I think they're done. They're not the prettiest, which is kind of a bummer, but they are big. They're not super soft on the outside. Maybe I should have put them down at the bottom. So here's what they look like fresh out of the oven. Alrighty, so written the instructions to see how long they should cool. Turn that off. So remember, 425 for 5 minutes, and then you turn it down to 350, and I baked them for 25, and this is how they look. So we'll read the instructions, see how long they have to sit for in the pan, because they will continue cooking in the pan for a little while, and then after a while we'll take them out and taste test them.
I wake up in the morning with a smile on my face, feeling thankful for the love and the happiness we chase. Sun is shining brightly, sky so blue and clear. With every breath I take, I'm grateful you are near.